Right then guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here for my final rFactor video for a little while at least. I've done Drunk F1, I've done Formula 1 safety car races, and I also did Formula 1 cars on Formula E tracks. Now I'm sort of coming back to that idea because, well, as you will have seen from the intro, I did a series, it was Formula E cars on Formula 1 tracks. Very exciting series that actually ended, assuming you're watching this video the day it goes out, that series ended exactly a year ago today. So we're bringing it back, except we're only bringing back one key thing, and that is the track, Zandvoort. Because as I'm sure you saw there, the Zandvoort circuit was unbelievable fun. I mean, I did still finish last of the runners, but the very fact I was running come the end is an achievement because, well, you saw the crashes, you saw what happened, and it was quite a race to be honest. And I got many comments asking me to race Formula 1 cars around Zandvoort, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Except I don't think I'll be racing in the Jordan. The main reason that I chose to do this video with the F1 1998 mod is because I was born in 1998. So, well, I'll get back to that in a second. I'm going to decide on a team. Well, have a look through all the teams. You got all the extinct names of F1: Arrows, Minardi, Prost, Stewart. Ferrari is still going. Benetton aren't, Tyrrell aren't, Sauber are, McLaren are, and Williams are, but all of them in completely different guises. In fact, Ferrari's pretty much the only team which is somewhat recognisable to its modern day counterpart. But no, I reckon I'm going to go with Tyrrell. Yes, oh okay, well there's a second reason, right. I was going to say, the reason I was going to go for Tyrrell is because, well, currently in my Grand Prix Manager 2 series, which I'm doing on the channel, Tyrrell went bankrupt. So I'm bringing Tyrrell back from the dead, to be honest. But also, the second reason, and it's as equally good of a reason, there's Tora Takaki. So I am going to drive as the person who I sort of accidentally made a cult hero to Ranosuke Takaki. I sort of made him a cult hero in my F1 Manager series when, well, Takaki was just hilarious, to be honest. I mean, he wasn't the best driver, he wasn't the most interesting one, he wasn't the most surprisingly successful driver. I don't quite know how he got popular, but hey, he did. So, we're going to bring his name back. So here we go, now I'm about to start my first qualifying lap, and look at the pit lane on the right-hand side. That's the pit lane, there's no wall, there's nothing, to be honest. That is a very dangerous pit lane, and I know that was the scene of a lot of accidents in the Formula E video, but so far, I mean, let's not forget, I'm in a Tyrrell and the car up ahead is a McLaren, and I'm almost as quick as him. Okay, well, things aren't going too well because I'm holding up a Williams here in qualifying, and I've done a time of 1 minute 2.3. I can't work out whether it's track-based or race-based, but this happens quite a lot. So as you can see, 1 minute 2.3, I'm the slowest. Because they're setting times, you know, low 1 minutes, 1 minute once. However, if I click finish session, because I don't really want to skip through or even time accelerate the rest of the session, there you go. They're all slower. That's the thing, is I never quite worked this out, is if you watch the session, they're way too quick. If you skip it, they're way too slow. So you either have to do all one or the other. But anyway, because of that, I've now stuck myself right in the midfield ahead of Damon Hill, Lacey, Hakkinen, Deniz, Panis, Verstappen, Salo, and my teammate Ricardo Rosset. He is in stone dead last. That's brilliant. Who's taken pole position? It is David Coulthard. Hey, it's Coulthard from Irvine. Okay, well it's a race of the number 2 drivers then, seemingly. So then, here we go. We got Tuero just ahead, Damon Hill just behind. We gotta wait for the starting lights to come on now for the 1998/65 Dutch Grand Prix. And eventually away I go. Oh, come on, Hakkinen, come on, Lacey. Please drive slower. Please just go a little bit slower. Okay, I've already lost a bit of my front wing, but thankfully got past Jean Lacey, and I'm up into 14th place. Oh, Hakkinen. Oh no, Hakkinen, please. I did not want to make that move. I'm amazed I was able to firstly make the overtake stick and secondly make it without causing some sort of crash. I'm amazed. That was because, I mean, the track's not wide, let me put it that way. You can tell the track's not wide. It's very high speed. Even in these cars, there's only about 3 real braking zones, to be honest. And also there's no runoff area, it's grass. If you touch the grass, you're done, especially as on some of the corners there's kind of like raised grass curbs, which, well, best case scenario you get stuck on them, and worst case scenario you spin out. Hang on, that was weird, we just understeered off the corner. I'm pretty certain that's a full throttle corner, but apparently, well, it could have something to do with my tyre temperatures, to be fair. Oh, well, apparently we weren't actually in last. Well, we are now, but I don't know what happened to those guys. What, the Arrows and Tyrrell drivers? I don't know what happened to them, but they're several seconds back. Oh my god, not again. I'm pretty certain Häkkönen's got an agenda against me. He just... Every time Häkkönen overtakes me, he seems to slow down, so... Right, okay, I think this is the start of some sort of fierce rivalry. Who would have expected that? A rivalry between Tyrrell and McLaren. Right, I've lost about 1/10 of a second going down the start-finish straight, so hopefully I'll be able to make up some time in the corners. The problem is they go really slowly in the corners, but you can't overtake because there's no runoff area and the track's not wide as it is. There's no way you can really overtake, to be honest. Well, hang on, I say that I've got past the Lacey. Thankfully, I mean, if Damon Hill was slow going out to that corner, then that would have been an overtake failed. But, thankfully, I'll tell you what, that was the most exciting battle for 13th place I've ever had, though, to be fair. Wow, okay. Fair enough to Jean Lacey, that was opportunistic. I made a slight mistake, and he just blitzed past me. Wow. I'll tell you what, I'm struggling, though. I'm struggling to... I mean, the thing with the AI is they're uber consistent. They really are. Whereas I mean, to be honest, that's the thing, is if you go 1% too quick into a corner, brake 1% too late, that's it, you're done, because there is no runoff area and no room to make mistakes. Oh, someone's crashed. Is that Williams? No, that's Eddie Irvine. Right, okay, so that's the first crash we've had. I'm amazed it's taken this long. Poor Eddie Irvine, and of course he was battling for the lead of the race with David Coulthard, because it was a battle of the number 2 drivers, and David Coulthard forcefully has won that battle, unfairly has won that battle, and well, that's just extremely bad luck for Eddie Irvine. So here we are on board with David Coulthard in his McLaren Mercedes. Now I get that the margins are tight, and of course when you're running that close to the car in front, mistakes are going to happen, but something about that just looked intentional to me, to be honest. It just looked like David Coulthard deliberately went off the brake to see if he could pass Eddie Irvine, or maybe to see if he could take him out. I'm not accusing foul play from David Coulthard, but it's certainly possible. Oh, what was that? Whoa! Whoa, okay, well, I made exactly the same mistake as I did last time, which was running out too wide. I think I forgot about the tyre wear, and then me and Häkkinen decided to play bumper cars for a little while, which apparently I lost out on, so that's just unfortunate. Right, I'm going to have one final go, and I don't know why it's starting lights, because I'm pretty certain it was originally a starting flag that was dropped in this mod. Oh, we've had an even worse start. We've been passed by Mika Salo now as well, and Panis. What a fantastic start that was. One thing I should say is this Zandvoort mod is not exactly the same as the one I used a year ago, but it is definitely the same sort of mod. It might be a newer version because there are a couple of slight differences, including the fact that, well, there's starting lights instead of a starting flag. Oh, oops. I've just taken out one of my favourite drivers in this season, Mika Salo, accidentally. That's the thing, is sometimes on some parts of the track the AI goes so quick I can't keep up, and then other times they just go really slowly. And hang on, was I just taken out then? Oh, hang on, have I also done a... Well, I don't know where on earth I am, to be honest. Yeah, I've flown over some spectators. I don't know how that happened, why it happened, and, well, overall that's just... Well, I mean, that's tragic. Look at my tyre. In fact, is that tyre rolling uphill? Well, I'll tell you what, that's the least strange thing we've seen all race, and that says a lot. Well, let's have another look at this whole series of events. So I took out Mika Salo, accidentally, It was quite an efficient takeout. If my aim was to take out Mika Salo, that would have been a great way to do it, because I was able to take him out of the race completely with pretty minimal damage to my own car. However, this is what I don't get, is it looks like I got a touch. Oh, took out a load of spectators there. It looks like I got a touch on Pedro Diniz, but I didn't quite. So I think the game registered it as contact when you look at it, it wasn't. Taking a second look at the incident, so here we are following Pedro Diniz, and you'll notice he gets near me and I act like there's been contact. And it's not like there was any substantial damage to my car to, you know, to make me veer to the side violently under braking. So I think technically Diniz hit me, even though you look at it, he didn't. So here we are, one final time I'm going to take a look at this. So we're on board with Pedro Diniz. Now the other thing it looks like I might have done is I might have got on the grass, but I just about wasn't on the grass, to be honest. And Diniz, he had loads of space to his right hand side, and I think maybe his left wheel made contact with my car. Either way, I'm pretty certain Diniz had some part to play in it, and he could have avoided me by moving more to the right hand side, even though I'm not 100% sure that he did make contact with me. But either way, where is my car? There you go, there it is. That is a sorry state of affairs. Yeah, I don't really think I'm cut out for this. I don't have the relentless speed, the nerve, or even the consistency that the AI have, so I'm going to take a rain check on this one. I've just realised that I think I made a mistake with the previous race, or technically previous races, because there were only 20 runners, or 20 people in Formula 1 cars, which meant that there would have been 2 people missing, so I've actually fixed it. There's now all 22 drivers that took part in the 1998 season, and me, but I'm not really a part of this. I'm not going to be racing around in a safety car, don't worry about that. I just want to see genuine racing action from the AI. So we'll finish qualifying, and Mika Hakkinen, he's taken pole position from Michael Schumacher, Eddie Irvine. Damon Hill is in 4th. David Coulthard's all the way down in 8th. And in fact, both Williams haven't done really well. Villeneuve's in 12th, and Frenzen's in 9th. Johnny Herbert's in 6th in the Sauber. Wirtz is in 5th in the Benetton. Yep, there's some very interesting qualifying results there. So then here we go, starting from the front. There's no guy with a starting flag, unfortunately. I missed that. It was pretty medieval to start a race like that. But anyway, away we go. The starting lights have signalled the start of the race, and already there's been contact. A bit of red went flying up, but either way, Michael Schumacher has taken the lead of the race from Mika Hakkinen. I think it might have been Irvine's car that sustained a bit of damage. It must be, because it's the only car that's even got a bit of red on it. That's towards the front. And Irvine already is dropping back from the main two in 1998 and 1999, even 2000 actually. The main 2 fierce championship rivals for a few years, Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher. But for the time being at least, Michael Schumacher's beating Mika Hakkinen. Or Mika Hakkinen, just one lap after he was overtaken by Michael Schumacher, is going to re-overtake him. And Eddie Irvine's starting to get stuck in now as well. In fact, all of the top 5, top 6 actually, are all relatively close to each other. Thought Hakkinen was going to lose control then, but he just about was able to keep it pointing in the right direction. He's actually pulled out quite a sizable gap from Schumacher in 2nd, Irvine 3rd. Damon Hill, though, he's directly behind in 4th. Wirtz is in 5th, and Fizzy Keller's pretty close as well in 6th. Coulthard, though, well, Coulthard, at least he's got past a couple of people and he's up into clean air. He's in 7th for the time being. Oh, David Coulthard just about kept it pointing the right direction there, but I mean, if you look at the track, it's not all that wide, and well, as I'm sure we'll discover in at least one of the later mods, the grass curbs, which you can see on the side of the track, they are vicious. They can spit you out. As you can see there, even around that corner, there's like raised grass curbs. That's the thing, is the track's narrow, and if you go off the track, that's it, it's game over. So in that way, I'm not too surprised that there haven't been that many overtakes, but it's also the fact that there's, to be honest, there's only really about 3 braking zones on this entire circuit, one of which is the first corner, which we are coming back up towards, and please tell me Michael Schumacher is going to at least attempt to move, because, well, I mean, he's stuck in between Hakkinen and Irvine, and I just feel like there's going to be a crash between those 4 at some point, maybe between Schumacher and Hakkinen, but No, even then, not a single overtake made, not a crash, nothing. I mean, the spectacle, you look at it, if you took a picture of this, it would be a phenomenal picture, but watching the race happen, I'm not going to lie, it's something to behold. It's a wonder why they do it, but it's quite dull, which I guess describes quite a few Monaco Grand Prix as well. Impressive, but not massively interesting. Hang on, don't tell me he's done it. Michael Schumacher, I think he's finally passed Mika Hakkinen. There you go, on the second to last lap he's done it. Michael Schumacher, he has finally overtaken Mika Hakkinen to take the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix. Hakkinen's in second. Don't ask me what happened to Irvine, because Wirtz is now in third, Coulthard's fourth, Irvine's in fifth. Damon Hill, he's dropped back a bit as well. Oh, Damon Hill's holding up quite a sizable train as well, yeah. So Damon Hill's in sixth, and then it stretches all the way down to some extent, all the way to last place with Esteban Tuero. They're pretty much nose to tail, so the train is just moved from Hakkinen to Damon Hill. Anyway, actually, let's have a look at this, see if Hakkinen can get past Michael Schumacher, see if he can re-overtake him. I'm actually surprised that Michael Schumacher ever made the overtake on Hakkinen, but it did eventually happen. But Hakkinen, I think he's closer to Schumacher than Schumacher ever really was. And there's one lap left to go, and Michael Schumacher, he's leading going around the first corner, which means he's basically won the Grand Prix. And here we go, to cross the line, Michael Schumacher, he's going to win the 1998/1965 Dutch Grand Prix. Mika Hakkinen was about a tenth of a second behind there. Oh my word, hang on. What is going on? Like, Carmageddon has just unfolded. Like, I mean, Wirtz has started all of this, but I mean, certainly we're seeing a lot of aggressive moves from some other drivers. I mean, where is he? Damon Hill, he's been quite aggressive with some of the moves he's made. I mean, the race has ended. The checker flag's been dropped. They're just driving back towards the pits. Johnny Herbert, I mean, come on, I thought you were better than this. Yeah, this has gotten ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, Heinz-Harald Frentzen, he's now coming up behind Wirtz, and I really hope that Frentzen doesn't do something stupid. I mean, the race has ended. Well, I guess it went relatively cleanly. It did for Frentzen, not really for anyone else. But, I mean, the race has ended. They're coming back to the pits to end the race. And, I mean, just look at this. I mean, look at all the cars that Please don't tell me there was a crash in the pit lane, because how on earth did a tyre get there? Well, what on earth just happened? Right, so we'll have a look on board from David Coulthard. So he's going to see Wirtz go into the back of Hakkinen just up ahead. Yep, that chaos happens. But Coulthard doesn't decide to take it cautiously. I mean, this is what I really am struggling to understand right now, is why they were so aggressive. I mean, look at this. The race has ended. If this happened in the race, fair enough, it would have been uncalled for, but at least it would have been explainable. But there's not even the heat of a battle in the race. It's just, they're just doing this. I don't even know why. You see, even the backmarker teams didn't really get away from this. So we're here with one of the Arrows drivers. He's fine. He's in the clear. Is it a Prost that comes up behind? Yeah. I mean, I just don't understand. They've already seen the debris on the side, and they've seen the checkered flag, yet this is the moment that they decide to be aggressive. Just why, above all else? I think the problem is some of the guys slowed down, some didn't, some slowed down much more than others, and then, well, you just had this kind of mess and confusion happened, which resulted in, well, basically a destruction derby. And, oh, yeah, those crashes happened as well, but honestly, you need to get the CSI on this. I'm not the man for the job. I'm not qualified to look at all these crashes. I don't have the time, as I said. Get the CSI on it, because this isn't a job for me. So then, we're coming to the end of another race, purely because I want to see whether what happened at the end of the previous race was a fluke. And the really bad thing was, I had the talking point planned that I found out which driver it was that died for the Dutch Grand Prix. It was Roger Williamson, unfortunately. But, it looks like it wasn't a fluke. Like, it really wasn't a fluke. No, no, the chaos we saw last race, it wasn't a fluke. It was, apparently it's just what happens. I mean, is there really anyone left running? I mean, no. There's... Right, we'll have a look at Michael Schumacher's crash again, because, I mean, the amount of people who got themselves involved in it. So, firstly Coulthard, then the Jordans, that's 2, the Benetton did 3, then 4. 4 people got involved in the crash of Michael Schumacher. Unbelievable. Okay, I think we might have potentially found maybe another thumbnail shot. I'm going to have a look off in the distance, see if there's any other potential thumbnail shots. That's really what I'm looking for at this point, because, well, this isn't a race anymore. It's survival of the fittest, I guess. I mean, if we can actually find it. Yeah, I want to take a more detailed look at this, because, well, I mean, this is just... Oh. So then, one final shot for this mod around this track, because I'm going to do 3 mods around this track. This is just the first mod, but we'll be on board with this Tyrrell driver. I don't know whether it's Rosetta or Takaki, but he's already seen the chaos, the debris everywhere. He's driving past it, but how stupid do you have to be? Yeah, pretty moronic. He had plenty of time to react. Look at that Minardi, it's only got 1 wheel. Does it drive off? Quite a bit, but how? I mean, that car is basically hovering off the ground. How did he drive that far? That was several hundred yards. So I just want to see this crash in slow motion, because I don't know which driver this is, whether it's Rosette or Takaki, but he had plenty of time to, you know, steer out of the corner to avoid the crash, but then again, so did the 2 cars ahead of him. I mean, look at that. Well, I think that's the thumbnail shot, actually. Yeah, I think that could be the thumbnail shot. That's, wow. I mean, and the thing that amazes me most is how far this guy goes. He goes much further than even his teammate. I mean, look, he's still rolling along. How's he doing that? Surely the engine isn't connected to the wheels? Well, it can't be, because F1 cars are rear-wheel drive and there's no rear wheels. But, honestly, I've got nothing else to say. So let's move on to the second mod, which, in theory, might be less dramatic, but given what we've seen here, considering apparently once you go around this track, motor racing becomes a contact sport, yeah, I think the next mod, and the next 2 mods in fact, could be, well, something to behold.